If you have any questions, cool, thanks, Claudia. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself or type into the chat box. Only equipment you're going to need today is the usual, a Letterball of some sort. If you don't have a Letterball, something interesting for your eyes to look at, a rolled up pair of socks, a dog toy, something like that. And then 2 pencils, 2 pens, if you can, something with writing on it to make it a little bit more specific. And then just remember for this class, because we work on the visual and the vestibular system, it's okay to start to feel tired eyes, itchy, watery eyes, anything like that, and maybe a little nauseous. But all of those things mean that you have met your edge and we don't want to go too far past the edge. So back off, take a break, and closing the eyes sometimes helps too. Okay. Let's start. We'll come back to a grounded, seated, or standing position here. And let's take our hands and just find our swinging rotation. Knuckles tapping the opposite low back. Just nice and slow and easy. If you're standing, let your hips rotate with you. Okay. We'll come back to the center. We'll find a still point and we'll close the eyes. And starting to feel your belly breath. And let's put one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest today. And seeing if you can just breathe into that low belly hand. So keeping the chest hand still. And staying with nasal breathing if you can. And then just notice if you're holding on to any extra tension in the shoulders, the back, the hips, maybe even the head, neck, and jaw area. So wherever you're feeling tension, bring your attention there. And then just see if you can ease off of that. See if you can get heavier. See if you can release some of that holding. Let yourself be heavy in the chair. And then just noticing a few spots in your body. So becoming aware of the crown of your head. Becoming aware of the very center of your back, center of your spine. Becoming aware of your sit bones, if you can feel those. And then becoming aware of your heels, if you can sense and feel those. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Good. Okay, let's just start with a nice easy roll down. So we'll bring arms all the way up, interlace the fingers at the top. Take an inhale, let everything shrug up, and exhale to roll down. Take an inhale at the bottom, and then exhale to roll up. Get big at the top, open the chest, the arms, roll your wrists around a few times. And let's just take one more dive forward. Articulating down as low as you can go. Inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, roll up. Good. Opening the arms big. Back behind you, pull the chest forward, pull the wrists back, and then shake everything out. And let's do a good shake today. So maybe just starting with the hands, shaking the wrists and the hands like you're trying to get water off of them. And then can you start to shake your elbows? And then can you bring your shoulders into it? This can look however you want it to look. There's no wrong way to do this. And then can you shake your chest, your ribs, so the whole upper body is shaking. If you're standing, you can start to wiggle the hips, maybe shaking the legs. Let your breath go. Okay. Letting everything settle. We'll do a little bit of nervous system prep here. Put that up. Okay, so let's just start with some of the face tapping, and then we're going to do some of the eye massages that we did a couple weeks ago. So just taking the pads of your fingers or your knuckles if you're not able to do the pads of your fingers, and just tracing and tapping a few different lines. So one of the lines is going to go down your jaw to your chin. One of the lines is going to go across your cheekbones and kind of right under your cheekbones. And then one of the lines is going to go up to your forehead. And just working through those three lines, down the jaw, across the cheekbones, and then up the forehead. And just noticing when you get to a certain place, maybe you have a specific spot with this one that feels really good, or maybe even feels a little tender. Then just pause and stay with that and do some extra taps in that area. Coming back to your nasal breathing if you're not already. Okay, shake the hands out. And then we're gonna do some of those eye orbit massages to bring more blood flow to your eyes. So I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, how when we stare at a screen all day, it kind of dehydrates our eyes. It dehydrates them quite literally with the fluid that keeps our eyeballs hydrated and blood wise. So we're just gonna do a couple of points here. So I want you to come kind of right below the eyebrow and above the eye. This is very gentle, so I'm just using the tips of my middle fingers. And I'm just gonna close my eyes and massage that one little spot, moving the tips of my fingers in small little circles. You can do the circles in both directions if you want, or whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to move directly below your eyes. So directly below the area you just were, but under the eyes. Eyes can stay closed. Doing small circles there. These are really good to do if you do computer work for hours and hours at a time. This can be a nice break to take. Okay, good, and relax. Come to the outer edge of your eye and massage that area. And these are also areas that help calm the nervous system. So it's kind of a double effect here. And we'll keep it simple. We'll just do one more. So eyes coming to the very inside, hands coming to the very inside corner of the eyes. and then massaging there. And whatever feels good here, if it feels good to move up and down, to move side to side, to move in circles, do whatever your body wants you to do. These can be a very personal, like, this direction feels better than this direction or whatnot. Okay, good. Relax that, shake the hands out. We'll do some scalp releases here. So I'm gonna have you come, so I want you to pretend that you had a crown sitting on your head. And I want you to trace that. So putting your hands on either side of your head where a crown would be placed. You might feel a little ridge there. And again, just taking the tips of your fingers and massaging that area. So I'm kind of moving my hands around in little circles, mobilizing my scalp. We have sutures here, which are the joints of your skull. We have fascia here, which is your connective tissue, and we have muscles here also. So this can help, this kind of release can help loosen some stuff in the head, the neck, the shoulders, the sinuses, the jaw. Yeah, and working all the way around that edge where that crown would be sitting on your head. All the way around to the back. And just noticing like, one side maybe feels a little more restricted than the other side. Okay, shake that out. Yeah, and just see how that feels. We should have done some pre-tests, but maybe just do a few head tilts side to side and just notice how that feels. Okay, good. We're gonna do, we'll do 2 more here. You turn around. I'm gonna have you find that bump in the back of your head. There'll be a kind of a little protrusion of a bone there. And then walking your fingers out to the side of that bone on the left and the right, I want you to do the same thing. Moving the fingers around. If it's hard for you to keep the shoulders lifted for this long, if you're seated, remember you can always lean forward. You can even set your elbows on your knees or your elbows on a desk, and you can lower your head to do these same head and scalp releases. And then same thing, noticing here how it feels left to right. And shake that out. Yeah. Okay, we're going to do one more on the very top of your head, going front to back. Moving your fingertips around. And this is more in the front of your head. You don't have to do the back part because this joint is really more in the front part. And just mobilizing that area. How loose or not loose does the skin, the scalp, the tissue feel here? Good, and shake the hands out one more time. Yeah, really good. Actually, I'll stay zoomed in for this. Okay, let's do, my mic. Let's do a couple of neck releases here and then we'll keep moving. So taking your fingertips or your knuckles, and you're gonna grab and traction the skin. It's easiest to do this skin on skin. So if you can pull your shirt down a little bit, that might be easier. You're gonna grab your skin right at the tops of your collarbones on either side. You're gonna look down. And then as you look up, you're gonna pull and traction that skin down. When your head gets to the top, slide your lower jaw forward. Should feel a nice stretch through the front, and then release. Look down. You can grab a different part of your skin. Maybe your hands separate a little bit more from each other. As the head slides up, the hands traction down, lower jaw slides forward, and then release. Good. Find a different spot with your fingers. Look down. Look up, traction and pull. And then release, shake the hands out. Okay. Good. Take the fingertips. We'll find our chest tapping under the collarbones on both sides. And then let's add some humming into this today. So remember, just breathing in and out of your nose. You're going to take an inhale in through your nose and then find a hum. Take that hum as long as you can, all the way to the end of your exhale. When you need, take an inhale in through your nose and do a couple more hums like that. You can play with the loudness, you can play with the tone, you can hum a melody if you've got a song stuck in your head. Okay, good. And shake the hands out. Good. Okay. We'll do some of our tapping. I'm going to stay with stroking today. Come and have a seat. So tapping, you can go down the inside of the arm and then up the outside of the arm. But remember, you can use any technique you want: stroking, tapping, chopping, grabbing, squeezing. Just waking up that whole arm, elbow, forearm, hand, bicep area. Just bringing attention to that whole side. And then we'll switch sides. Do something that feels good for your body today. All the way out through the hands. Doing that a few times through. Making sure you get the joints like the elbow, the wrist. Good. And we'll do the same thing, kind of going down the belly and the back. So as if you were getting water off of your back and belly. Stroking, tapping, whatever feels good in these areas. Maybe finding a light tapping on your low back, just below your ribs where your kidneys are. Giving a little love to the kidneys. Using a soft fist or something that feels good there. And then we'll just continue that all the way down into the lower legs. Whatever feels good. Remember to give the joints some extra love. The knees and the ankles. If you can reach them. If you can reach the feet, give the feet a rub. Give the toes and the arch a rub. Okay. And we'll let that all go. All right. Let's, actually, I want to do something a little different. Before we do Letterball, I want to do a bit of the pencil push-up. So just the converging. I just want to see if that actually helps with your Letterball. So grab just one of your pencils. You can use your finger if you don't have a pencil. Okay, if you know what you're doing pencil push-ups wise, go ahead and go right into it. Otherwise, I'm going to talk you through. So holding that pencil out at arm's distance, if you have glasses, Remember, you can take your glasses off for this one, but I want you to be able to clearly see the pencil in front of you. So maybe leave them on if the pencil is blurry with your arm out in front. Okay, so arm out in front of you, looking at the tip of the pencil or a letter on the pencil. You're gonna pull it into your face as close as you can, but when or if you start to see two pencils, you're gonna pull it away from your face. So only pull that pencil in as far as you can where you only see one pencil. If you see two pencils, you've pulled it in a little bit too far. And just finding that pencil push up in and out, in and out. The faster you go, the harder this gets. And if that still feels too easy, start to add head movements where you're moving the pencil as the head is looking up, down, to the side. You can try balancing if you're standing, either single leg or with your walking the tightrope feet. For folks who are blind or visually impaired, let's start with head circles. So your nose is going to draw a big circle in front of you. Let's do maybe 10 in one direction, 10 in the other direction, moving at your own pace. So find something that doesn't make you too dizzy. Yeah, otherwise you're doing the pencil push-ups. Do just a few more here. Yes, and relax. Okay, while we have the pencil, let's do one more here. We're gonna do circles. So this is more, so now your head is gonna stay completely straight and just your eyes are gonna be moving. So, oops, pick a different letter on that pencil just so it keeps it interesting for your brain. And leaving your nose facing forward the whole time. So the head isn't gonna move. Let me back up a little bit. I'm gonna lower that pencil as low as I can where I can still see that letter. And then I'm gonna start to draw a huge circle around me, or only as big as I can, where that letter stays within my eye range of motion the whole time. So really try not to move your head. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm gonna have you do, yeah, right. So don't let the head move. Really try to keep that head still. And eyes track the pencil the whole time. If the pen goes out of your range, then the pen has gone a little bit too far. Okay, for folks that are blind or visually impaired, you're gonna come back to the head circles, but instead of doing the head circles in front of you, you're gonna do the head circles back behind you. So as if your nose were drawing a circle on the ceiling as opposed to in front of you. Okay, so head is tilted back and you're gonna do 10 circles in one direction, 10 circles in the other direction. When your head is tilted at different angles, it actually can really change the way the vestibular system, it does change the way the vestibular system is oriented, so it just challenges you in a different way. Yeah, there we go. Nice, everyone. That looks really good. It should feel like your eyes are straining during this. It should almost feel uncomfortable for your eyes. If your eyes start to get watery or itchy, that means that you're finding your edge. So that's okay. That's a good thing. Yeah. When you've done about 10 or so in each direction, regardless of what variation you're doing, just so I know you're done, go ahead and set the pencil down. Yeah, and like noticing what part of that circle is hard for you to see. What part of that circle do you feel your eyes are really working extra hard with? Yeah, going up. Yeah, a lot of people have a harder time looking up. It's just a movement we don't do with our eyes often. We look down because we're texting. We look forward in front of us when we're driving or something like that. But we rarely have to look to the sides and we rarely have to look up. Okay. When you're done, actually here, wait, let's do a quick reset. When you're done, you can set the pencil down. We'll open the arms big, like you're about to give someone a hug. I'm gonna have you grab your waist and lean forward, dropping your nose to your knees. And just take a couple of breaths here, breathing into your back. Just resetting everything here. On your next exhale, we're going to sit up, open, get big, stretch the arms back behind you. Yeah, just do one more lean forward, grabbing the waist, tucking your nose to your knees, and take a couple more breaths here. And then getting big and opening. Good. Okay. Let's grab your Letterball. If you've been playing with me for a while, go ahead and just go right into playing Letterball with yourself. If you're new here, I'm going to talk you through it. So holding that ball into your chest, you're going to move it away from you at any angle that you want. Look at the ball, say the first letter or number you see, pull it back into your chest. Pull it away at a different angle. Look at the ball, say the first letter or number you see, pull it back into your chest. And I just want you to continue doing that, moving the ball in all different directions around you, quickly saying the first letter or number you see, and then moving on. Making sure that ball reaches above you, maybe even behind you if you can reach. If you can play catch with yourself, you can do the same game playing catch with yourself. So you're trying to make it unpredictable. Trying to make it hard for yourself. Remember, it's good. It's good if you don't catch the ball every time, because it means you found your edge. Here we go. Nice, everyone. Yeah. If you are playing catch with yourself, I'm just going to give you a different variation. You can go back and forth. So let's try arcs. We did this a couple months ago. So having left hand on the left side of your body, throwing the ball over, catching it in your right hand, and vice versa. And again, you can change the angles high and low, but the arms kind of stay out to the side of your body as you play catch from one hand to the other, tossing that ball over your head or in front of your head. Yeah, nice, everyone. Making sure you get those angles above you too. Just do a few more catches and then I'm going to give you one more layer. Okay. So pulling in a little bit of brain speed here. So when you catch, let's see, let me face this way just so I can do the same thing you're doing. When you catch a letter, you're going to say a letter that is 6 letters past it. So if I catch a C, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I would say I. Okay, so just to make you think a little bit, but I want it to be quick. So you would catch I. If you you would say I. If you catch a number, I want you to subtract 6. So a letter, say the letter, adding 6 letters past it. If you catch a number, subtract 6, and you can go into the negatives. Let's start with that. I was going to give you one more layer, but let's just stay with that. Okay, so 6 letters past, 6 subtract, 6 numbers. Okay, go for it. And what this makes you do is it makes you pause and hold a position and think about it. And see if you can take a couple of belly breaths while you're thinking about it. So can you calm your nervous system as you're playing? Damn, I just lost this ball. Can you calm your nervous system as you're playing this game? Taking a couple belly breaths. Yeah. And for folks who are blind or visually impaired, doing the same thing, moving that ball around you, but pause for 5 seconds or so, take some belly breaths, and then do the next one. Pause, turning your whole body, your nose, your body towards where your hand is. Take a couple of belly breaths, do the next one. Yeah. It's easy to get stressed out with this game. So this is just a good reminder to not get stressed out with this game.
I don't like this.
You're doing great, Chad. Yeah. Maybe do 3 or so more moves or throws. My ball is way under the couch, so I'm just going to let you all continue here. Oh, here we go. Okay. When you've done those 3 or so more throws, go ahead and relax. You can set the ball down. Okay, and we'll come to some spine movements here. I'm going to give you my side profile. Let's start with hands high on the waist. Okay, and you have a couple of options just coming into some flexion extension here. So either tucking your tail under or rounding your ribs back, whatever you have access to. Just finding that full flexing and tucking, and then lifting and pulling forward. Exhale to flex and tuck. Inhale to pull and lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And move at the speed of your breath here. Rounding as you exhale, pulling forward as you inhale. Okay, let's make that movement a little bit more involved. I'm going to face you here. So as you flex and round, I want you to shrug your shoulders up. Pretend like you're the turtle kind of retreating into the turtle shell. And then when you pull and lift forward, open the arms out, get big. When you flex back, pull the arms in, shrug the shoulders up, find your turtle, and then get big, pull forward, maybe even look up at the sky, at the ceiling. Round into your turtle, open, get big. And still moving at the speed of your breath. You don't have to move at my pace. Rounding and getting big. If you're standing and doing this, you're going to bend your knees as you round and tuck and get small. And then you're going to straighten your knees, maybe even lifting your heels off the ground as you get big. Shrugging bending the knees, get small. Straighten the knees, lift the heels, get big. And are you able to slow your breath down? Can you take a longer exhale? Almost so it feels a little bit challenging. Like you're almost doing a breath hold underwater. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. A little bit slower movements. Nice, everybody. Just controlling your breath, elongating that exhale. Maybe just do one more like that. And then coming back to the center and relax. Good. Let's change the dimensions of that. So arms are going to come out to the side. And coming into our rib translations, gliding the shoulders and the ribs left, and then gliding them right. And then seeing if you can start to exaggerate that a little bit more. You're looking towards the hand that you're translating to, trying to reach for something and grab it. Translate, reach, and grab it. Translate, reach, and grab it. And I want you to, breath-wise, I want you to take an inhale as you move one direction, doesn't matter which one. Exhale as you move the other direction. Do 8 and then switch your breath. So take an inhale into the other side and an exhale into the other side. If you're standing, you can do the same thing, but start to come into a single leg balance, reaching the ribs, balancing on one foot, and then coming back to the center, if you want that challenge. And you're moving at the pace of your breath. Inhale one side, exhale the other side, do 8 total, and then switch your breath and do another 8 total. And as you're doing this, you're noticing what side is it easier to take an inhale into? What side is it harder to take an inhale into? Yeah. When you're done, just so I know you're done, come back to the center and find a roll down to the floor. Yeah, keep going if you're still going. And then rolling yourself back up. All right. I'm gonna have you grab one of your pencils. We're gonna do rotation, but we're gonna add the eyes and maybe even the tongue into this one. Make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, great. So let's start holding the pencil in the left hand, and right arm is going to come up to the sky. Okay. Eyes are going to stay on a specific letter the whole time. You're going to come into a side bend and take a couple of breaths into those open ribs. Okay. And then you're going to rotate down, staying in that side bend. I pull the pencil back behind me, and then I come back to the center, and then I pull myself up and I bring the arm down. Yeah, I'll talk you through that again. Stay on the same side, reach the arm up, side bend, hold for a moment, rotate down and back behind you with that pencil and with your body as much as you can. Rotate back to the center, pull yourself up. Arm comes down, just to reset that shoulder. Yep. Reach up, side bend. We're going to go a little bit faster. Rotate down, back behind you. Your eyes follow that pencil. Back to the center and up. Arm comes down. Can we go a little quicker? Arm up, side bend, rotate down and back, center, and then pull yourself up. One more. Side bend, rotate down, back behind you, back to the center, and then up. Yeah, let's do the other side, and then I'll probably add one more layer. Okay, so grabbing with the other hand, left arm comes up to the sky, come into a side bend, hold, breathe into the open ribs. Get a little longer through that side if you can. Rotate that pencil and arm and body down and back behind you. Come back to the center. Pull yourself upright. Yeah, I stay on the pencil the whole time. Side bend, take a breath. Rotate down, back behind you. And forward. And pull yourself up. Sorry, the arm can come down in between. We're gonna do that. Arms come up a little bit quicker. Side bend. Rotate down, back behind you. Center. And up. Arm comes down. Two more. Side bend. Rotate down and back. Back to the center. And up. Last one. Side bend. Rotate down and back. Center. Up. Bring that arm down. Toss your pencil down. Shake your arms out. Okay, go. Let's just do some big arm circles going backwards. Okay. Let's just do one more quick vestibular thing. I'm just looking behind. So I want you, if you're able to, I want you to look past your screen. I want you to look something as far away in the room from you as you can, something specific, like a particular point on a painting or something like that. So I'm just going to turn my body a little bit. I'm going to lock my eyes on that particular point. I'm going to do 20 head shakes left and right, keeping my eyes locked on that point the whole time. And then I'm going to do 20 head shakes up and down, keeping my eyes locked on that point the whole time. We'll all do this one together. 20 left, right, 20 up, down. The faster you go and the bigger the head movement, the harder it is for your vestibular system. If you start to get dizzy, take a break. There we go. There we go. Yeah, nice, everybody. Okay. Good. When you're done, let's bring arms up to the sky. We'll find one more articulating roll down. Take an inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, roll up. And arms come back down. We'll close the eyes. We can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Finding that low belly breath. Releasing any extra tension you might still be holding on to. And then just bringing your awareness and your attention to the very crown of your head. To the middle of your spine, of your back. To your sit bones, if you can feel and sense them. and to your heels if you can feel and sense those. Go and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale. One more exhale. And we'll open the eyes. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's good to see you all. I'll stick around if folks have questions. Otherwise, have a great